doing this, right? Yeah. Yeah, after Portland, it was, oh yeah, it was.
What is this house?
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
You want to do that?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. You guys brought the whole congregation. I said you guys brought the whole congregation.
We did. One of our grandsons, I was studying in Australia. He came.
Wow.
Don't make a big deal of it. He doesn't want to. Whatever.
You just did. Which one is yours? In which cup? The yellow cup is yours. The one you're holding in your right hand.
Behold, how wonderful and amazing and pleasant it is that we dwell here together as one. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to those that are watching online as well. Please take a moment to find someone near you, someone you're excited to see, someone you haven't seen in a while, and wish them a Shabbat Shalom.
I haven't seen you in like 3 seconds.
It's been ages. We are going to begin our service with our candle lighting, which can be found on pages 120 and 121. And for this honor, we would like to invite up Talia and her family, Sharon and Joe and Maddie and her grandparents. And we'll invite everybody else to rise. Okay, all right. Well, you can use my book. So you want to read this here at the top of page 121.
As these Shabbat candles give light to those who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
Together.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you. Please be seated. We continue on page 124 at the bottom of the page, responsively. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture.
May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
Amen. We continue now with Lecha Dodi. We'll be singing verses 1, 2, and 9. And when we reach verse 9, we'll invite everyone to rise. Our prayer is found on pages 138 and 139.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem u'letiferet v'litila. Lecha, lecha, dodi, dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lehu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha, lecha, dodi, dodi, lecha, dodi, likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha, dodi, likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Bo'il v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei am segula. Bo'il chala, bo'il chala. Lecha, dodi, likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha, dodi, likrat v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'ale v'yithalal, shemed kudsha leila min kol bechata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen.
We continue with our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, which can be found on page 146. Please rise as we pray together.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due. Praise be Adonai, to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Please be seated. We continue on page 265. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marbles of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Together we read, Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamari v'Ravi.
Amen. We turn to the next page.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu אהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל.
We look to the bottom in the English. In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are addressed by the world.
In each age we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment we stand face to face with truth.
In each age we cry out in prayer. Literally each age. But we also add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment the knowing heart is filled with wonder.
In each age the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth.
We turn now to our Shema prayer on page 267. I invite you to rise as we proclaim our oneness and our oneness with God together.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Please be seated and join me in the chanting of the Ve'ahavta prayer in Hebrew.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha ve'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We look now to the bottom paragraph of the English on page 268. We read together. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai, your God. Page 269, we read responsively. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that oneness eludes our grasp, as imperfection and evil abound.
Before our eyes, there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is evil enough to break the heart, good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves.
Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learned God's presence redeems time and again, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
ועלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Amen. We read the first paragraph in English together. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Page 271, we read together in the English. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the soft evening shadow of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Bless you.
Perfect timing.
Libriut. Bless you. They come in threes.
That was it, right?
That's right. Page 272. We turn now for Vishamru as we remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy.
Vishamru. נושמים, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורתם ברית עולם. It's always nice to have you back, Rabbi Moss.
And on that note, we continue with our tefillah. Hopefully this is not the last note or we're skipping a big chunk of the service, but why yes. We're going to now turn to the heart of our tefillah, our prayer service, with our Amidah, or standing prayer, which begins on page 273, continues to 274, and then 275 and 276. The prayers that we will be praying speak of God and the special relationship that God has with each patriarch and matriarch, with each mother and each father. The next prayer speaks of God's strength, and then we talk about our holy God, a God that we might like to emulate. We pray together standing, which you are already standing, so that is very convenient. Page 273.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'Konei Hakol Ve'Zocher Chastei Avot Ve'imahot U'mevii Geulah Livnei Bneihem Le'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim U'Matir Asurim U'Mekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha B'Gevurot U'Midom Melach Melech Memit U'Mechayeh U'Matzliach Yeshua V'Ne'eman atah leHachayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Kadosh Shimcha Kadosh U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yahallelu Selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. In the English we read, "You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God." Please be seated. We continue at the top of page 279 in the English together. Be gracious, Adonai our God, to your people Israel, and receive our prayers with love.
Oh, may our worship be acceptable to you. Fill us with the knowledge that you are near to all who seek you in truth. We now turn to the top of page 281. We think about what we are thankful for. Perhaps something amazing happened this week, or something amazing is getting to happen very soon. Wink, wink, front row. Whatever that for which we are thankful for, let us keep it in our minds and our hearts and our thoughts as we pray together the top of page 281. For the good in us which calls us to a better life, we give thanks. For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hands, we offer praise. For the desire in us which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, and praise to the source of being. We now turn to a prayer for peace, shalom, Rav, on page 282. We continue now with silent prayer. we continue now with our Kiddush, which can be found on pages 122 and 123. And once again, we invite up our bat mitzvah and family, direct family, to lead us in our Kiddush this evening. They are also invited to bring their prayer books with them if they so choose. And once they're up here, we'll invite everybody else to rise. Whomever. Here, I can give this one to Talia because it's cheap. So if you want to read here, on page 122, top and bottom, and there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day
and declared it holy, because on it God ceased to will the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho me'ahava u'ratzon Yinchilanu zikaron lemaseh bereishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim ki banu b'charta v'yotanu kidasha mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'yahava u'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabat l'chaim.
Everyone, please remain standing for our Torah service. Everyone, stand again. Do a great job there. Maddie? Hi, Maddie. Okay. Everyone, please remain standing for our Torah service, page 362. And I think, Rabbi, you have the names of the...
Yes. And we are going to now also invite up Michael Baker and Paul Baker to assist us in the honor of carrying the Torah scroll and the Haftarah scroll.
En kamocha v'Elohim Adonai v'en kemasecha v'chutecha malechut kol olamim u'memshaltecha bechol dor Adonai melech Adonai melech Adonai imloch Le'olam ba'ed Adonai ozemo yiten Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom.
Source of mercy, favor Zion with your goodness. Rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, for in you alone do we trust. sovereign, high, and exalted God eternal.
Oh, we're not going to sing it. We turn the page. Ki metzion tetzei Torah, Ki metzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai miYerushalayim.
In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now.
Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure
We
it.
turn the page.
Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai Iti, Omer Omer Shemo Yachdav, Lecha Adonai Hagedula, Hagedula. והנצח וההוד, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה, במתנשא לכל ראש. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום, שלום, שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום, שלום,
Shalom Aleichem.
What's the problem now? What's yours? Are you missing something? This is your book. This is your book.
Yeah, no, I know, I'm just something. I was in Florida, Judy and I, actually when we were in Florida, I should say, we had the privilege of actually attending, as it turned out to be, 10 movies, believe it or not, within a 2-week period of time, as a part of the Boca Jewish Movie Festival. There are so many Jews down in South Florida. It's absolutely amazing. Palm Beach has their Jewish movie festival. Boca has theirs. Miami has theirs. And each one tries to proclaim that it's the best, not only in South Florida, but in the world. Anyway, there was a very interesting, actually many of the movies were quite something for me to share with you. But the one I'm going to share tonight was, well, a bit over the top. There is a Hasidic gentleman for the full garb, payas, beard, tzitzis, the whole thing. And anyway, his wife passes away. And he is obviously very upset. He has 2 boys, and the 3 of them are now living with his mother, which is a whole other story, I guess. However, he's very concerned because within Judaism, there is the belief that there are a number, actually 5 levels to our soul. And one of the levels does not ascend to the spiritual realms, does not find its shalom, peace, until the body actually disintegrates in the earth. And as many of you probably know, is that in Jewish tradition, you're supposed to be buried in a pine box, and actually they drill holes in the bottom of it so that obviously the decay process can occur faster than in other kinds of caskets. So he becomes totally obsessed with the idea of how long will it take for his wife's body to return back to the earth so that her soul will finally be free. And, well, he goes on a search to find out this information. He's like obsessed by it. So he goes to a funeral home. Oddly enough, he actually goes to a Christian funeral home. And he comes in with the payas and the whole things and asks them, and the guy basically says, he didn't use the word meshuggah, but you're nuts, get out of here. Eventually, he actually makes his way. This is the only named star in the movie, Matthew Broderick, actually. Why in the world he ever took this part is hard. He must have been desperate for money that day. But anyway, he is playing the role of a biology teacher in a community college. So he wasn't a rabbi, actually, he's a cantor in a shul. Yes. He makes his way to Matthew Broderick, who's this biology teacher, seeking this answer because he figures maybe a teacher, a science teacher, will help him to understand how long it will take, the process. And Matthew doesn't want to deal with it, and there's the whole interesting part of the story. But eventually, this person is just so persistent that Matthew then says, okay, let's go to the science library. Well, they go to the library, and they find a book that will describe to them in pictures the process by which the body will return to the earth. And the picture is of what? What animal? A pig. And apparently some scientists used a pig and they buried it, and then every so often dug it up and followed the process along in pictures. So the cantor then says to the teacher, well, I guess in order for me to understand what's happening to my wife and how long this will take, I have to get a pig. Weird story. So anyway, he goes to a butcher shop and retrieves a frozen pig, goes out to the woods in the middle of the night, and by the way, his family thinks he's totally nuts, and people are wondering what's happening to him. Actually, as a part of the story, his boys actually look up in the library what it is to be possessed by a Dybbuk and try to exorcise the spirit out of him, because they think he's like over the top. Anyway, he buries this frozen pig in the forest. He goes back to the teacher and says he's done that. And the teacher says, no, that's no good. Was your wife frozen? He said, no. So that's not going to work. You're not going to learn anything from this. You have to get a real live pig, and it has to be killed. So in the next scene, he comes now with a real pig, a live pig, a huge pig, huge thing, and he brings it to Matthew's house in the middle of the night. He finds out where the teacher lives, and he deposits in the living room and said, okay, you got to kill it. Well, the teacher says, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. So anyway, as it turns out to be, there's a plastic bag on the table. The plastic bag somehow makes its way onto the pig, and they smother the pig to death. They then take the pig, and they bury the pig in the backyard. in the forest again. Now, I'm convinced that this whole movie actually centers around the following line of the movie, which I think is great. They're now in the forest, and they have this now dead pig, and Matthew says to the cantor, "What was your wife wrapped in?" And so he says, "A shroud." So he says, "Well, I guess we'll have to bury the pig in a blanket." I am really convinced that this whole movie was written for that one line, because it's a great line. Anyway, they do bury the pig in the blanket, and they watch the deterioration process, and eventually this man finds peace from his grief process. And as someone did say to me later on, the movie's really about grief, but it's a very bizarre way of dealing with a difficult subject, to say the least. But I share this with you for numerous reasons, hopefully to get the laugh at Pig in a Blanket. I love the line. However, this is that we in Judaism have some bizarre beliefs and some very bizarre traditions, to say the least. Some of them quite weird. So, for instance, at Rosh Hashanah, Tashlech. Who else would take bread, say, "My sins are now in the bread," and throw it onto the water for the ducks to eat? I mean, really. So let me ask you, can anyone share with us a weird ceremony, a ritual tradition that you can think of in our Jewish religion or culture? Anyone can think of some weird stuff you do? Yes?
Bris.
Oh, bris. Okay, circumcision. I guess that would be considered to be weird. Yes. Very good. Okay. Anything else? Paul? What? Okay, covering mirrors in the house of Shiva. What? Okay, right. Okay, shlich kaparis, that is taking a chicken, putting one's Yom Kippur, taking the sins, putting them into this poor chicken, swinging the chicken around your head until its neck breaks, and then, all right, you get the idea. Yes, okay. Sharon? Okay, lulav and ekrog, okay, interesting in terms of that they represent the spine, the heart, the eyes, the ears, the eyes, not the ears, the eyes and the lips. Not what? Okay, not cutting hairs to a child to a certain age, a boy. Anything else? What's that? Oh, you do? Oh, counting the Omer? Yes, Steph. Ah, okay. Stephanie hit the one that I was going to lead to tonight, because believe it or not, 2 weeks from tonight is what? Oy, oy, oy. Okay. Actually, I went to ShopRite today up there in Comac to see if I could buy the little, they have an envelope, a sleeve of an envelope with what? A candle, a spoon, and a feather. Now, let me ask you a question. They didn't have it today, so I had some sushi anyway. But let me ask you a question, because I was hungry. But let me ask you a question. How many cultures, what other culture has as a ritual a spoon, a feather, and a candle? Maybe some form of witchcraft, I don't know. Maybe some Native American culture on peyote or something, I don't know. What culture, none that I know of, would do such a bizarre thing before, obviously, as in traditional homes they will do, they light the candle and they go to every single corner of the rooms in the home in order to what? Scout out and inspect for any chumetz, that is bread crumbs or bread products, and then take the feather, no less, and use that as the broom to sweep it into the spoon and burn it or toss it out. What other culture could have such a very bizarre ritual amongst all of the others, and there's so many others that we could, that I and we and all of us could mention tonight. It's beyond counting, really. We are an interesting culture and religion, to be sure. But notice what is happening with the spoon and the feather and the candle. We are inspecting a house for that which is chumetz. In other words, we are what? Cleansing the house. ridding it of leavened bread or bread products. This, in a sense, ties in with the Torah portion tonight, Tazria, in that it describes, and bakers don't take this personally, it describes a home that has mold all over the walls, and actually describes it in the utensils, in everything. And when the Kohen, who was the medicine man in ancient times, goes into the home and inspects it and finds these molds all over the place, the house has to go what? Into quarantine until the mold is gone, because it's understood that this could lead obviously to disease and obviously into infection. And so it is that the Kohen, the medicine man, will go back into the house and do what? He will inspect the walls, inspect the utensils, inspect everything to make sure that there is no longer any mold on those places, so the family can return. So notice here, at Passover, with the ritual of the spoon, the feather, and the candle, and even in the Torah portion, speaking about this ancient way of dealing with mold in a home, and also the Torah portion earlier on talks about the inspection of a person's skin, a dermatological problem, the same way by the Kohen, the medicine man, is that there's a physical inspection of the body or the home in regards to these rituals and these ceremonies and processes in ancient Israel, as well as for some even today. Well, I think that really the rabbis teach us that these are interesting. Some of you might actually take the spoon and the feather and the candle. But in truth, what the rabbis teach us is we need to bring this to another level. And that is internalize all this and do what? We needed to cleanse ourselves as well before Pesach, before the holiday. Not just our homes, but also ourselves. And the rabbis tie this in on all of the levels of our very being of who we are. Number one, inspect your body. Go to a dermatologist. Oh, okay. But the other part, of course, is what? Make sure that you are treating your body properly. And if you're not, then you should cleanse yourself properly. I'm not just talking about taking a shower, but I mean exercise and eat right and make sure you live to the right way that you should to be what? To be healthy. And then also to do what? To cleanse inspect our what? Emotional states. What kind of person are you in terms of your emotional state? Are you a forgiving person? Are you a patient person? Are you an understanding person? Do you care about others? Do you, when someone else needs you, do you say, yes, I'll be there and help you? Or do you say, oh no, I have things to do for myself? Are you a giving person? Are you a loving person? Are you someone who is there for others? Are you someone who really is cherished as a friend to others? Well, if you are not any or all of these qualities, well, guess what? You can rid yourself and work on ridding yourselves of them by doing first what? Just like inspecting the house, in either one of the cases, the situations I mentioned before, Pesach or from the Torah times, and that is to begin the inspection, to find the mold, and to cleanse yourself emotionally. What about your intellectual state? Are you a negative person? Do you always see that glass half empty or full? What kind of a person are you? Do you see the big picture, or is you always concerned about the small picture, the nitty-gritty? You drive yourself crazy with worry all the time. Or you're able to see the bigger picture and be able to move beyond the experience you're going through and not allow it to overwhelm you with negativity, but rather to see the positive and to embrace it. And finally, of course, the spiritual state. Are you able to appreciate and embrace your life with God and to appreciate the path that God has placed before you, which are all of these paths as well? And so as we now enter into this really holy time of the year before Pesach, these 2 weeks, after all, in a few moments from now, today is the first day of the month of Nisan, the month of Passover. And therefore, it is worthy of our blessing and worthy of our taking upon us this task. And that is not simply to go into the corners of our homes and rid our homes of hummus, but rather also to go into the corners of our bodies, of our minds, of our hearts, and our neshumas, of our souls, and be able to cleanse them in order to be a healthy person, a person truly worthy of standing with God, of working with God in making this a better world for not only our Jewish community, but for all humankind. Becomes what? The message of Passover. Because when we welcome in Elijah in 2 weeks from tonight, we're not only welcoming Elijah for our community, but also for all humankind. But where does it begin? It begins with me. It begins with you. And so I call for our Aliyah tonight, a very young woman who is celebrating her second bat mitzvah. And her first. And that is Robin Dinestein. So Robin, come on up. And Robin's Hebrew name was what? Rivka? Yeah. Rivka Yitka. Okay, so Robin. So Robin, tell us about this. Your bat mitzvah 13.
And then it's 60.
And 60.
And now it's the anniversary.
Oh.
Of both of them.
Oh, okay. We don't have to know your age now, though.
If you can do the math, you can figure it out.
Really? You look so good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'im tera'eh od bebeged o vashti o be'erev o bechol kli or porachat hi ba'esh tisrafenu et asher bo hanaga ve'habeged o hashti o ha'erev o kol kli or asher תכבס בשר מהם הנגה וכבס שנית וטהר זאת תורת נגד צרת בגד הצמר אור הפשתים או השתי או הערב או כל כלי אור
And so if it is that after the first inspection the mold is still there, then it shall be that whether the mold is in any of the clothing, or it's on the walls, or in any of the, or even on the roof, then any item that has the mold shall be burnt. Okay, you got to get rid of it. And then after, there shall be another inspection in any other part of the home or any other clothing within the home. And then if there is no longer any mold upon anything, then everything shall be washed, the clothing, the roof, the items in the home, and all of this shall be followed in order to purify all, in order to make all pure, and to take away any impurities.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'hayei olam nata b'sochenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. So let's wish Robin Mazel Tov. And Robin, you might be aware that at the age of 83, okay, you're not there yet, right? Okay.
No.
Okay. At the age of 83, there is a tradition of actually having a second bat mitzvah, because then you are 70, obviously, plus 13. So we do look forward to that time.
I did it too early.
Well, you can do as many times as you want to. However, we look forward to that occasion as well, with God's blessings. Amen. God bless you, Robin. Let us turn in our prayer books, first of all, because we have a couple of blessings to say here. And that would be page 280. For the Birkat HaChodesh, the blessing of the new month of Nisan, not the car. Okay. And by the way, this is actually the first month of the Hebrew biblical year. This is the first month of the year because our ancestors were farmers, and therefore springtime is the first month of the year. This is month number 1, which is why Tishri, when Rosh Hashanah is month number 7. Our God and God of our fathers and mothers, be truly mindful of us and all your people Israel on this first day of the new month of Nisan, and renew in us love and compassion, goodness, life, and peace. This day remember us for well-being.
Amen.
This day bless us with your nearness.
Amen.
Let me hear an amen. Amen. This day help us to a fuller life.
Amen.
Very nice. We now turn for the Mishaberach prayer to page what, Cantor? 371. We offer a prayer for healing tonight. For Joyce and Jim Amato, Lee Bialer, Ed Brooks, Norman Berg, Phyllis Eisenberg, Lenny Eisler, David Elner, Tom Ellsbury, Janet Falco, Dorothy Farrell, Bob Ferguson, Dorothy Gilbert, Jennifer Concalves, Thea Gunther, Gina Haft, Peter Haynes, Denise Karp, Bernie Lazing, Barbara Maloney, Frank Michelson, Miriam Levine, Kim Lorenzo, Jennifer Michelson, Roberta Miller, Eli Muller, Stephanie Pluka, Jennifer Ann Riley, Marty Rigger, Marlene Rosalinsky, Elaine Rothstein, Bernie Schwartz, Jan Silverman, Steve Sonkin, Barry and Cynthia Willens, Esther Wilkins, Merrill Williams, Abby Zeltman, Linda Ercoli, Louis Meister, Debbie Brock, and Alice Lambert. Are there other names to be mentioned tonight? We'll go around, starting with Roberta.
Jessica Moore.
Starting the back row, so Mike, it's all you. And those who are streaming in with us tonight, to think of your own loved ones and friends as we offer this prayer of healing. By the way, I don't think I told you the name of that movie, did I? No. In case you ever want to really see that. To Dust. To Dust. Understand?
No, it couldn't be.
No. Yeah.
Well, Matthew Broderick.
A lot of the movies you saw were subtitles, but no, not this one. A lot of Israeli Russian films too. Paul?
You're going to have to watch it yourself and by yourself. We don't want to see
At the end, it kind of projected the time period to get to the end of the movie. Fast forward, yeah.
And when you count the pages to the end of the Seder.
All right, page 374. We all stand for the returning of the scroll to the Ark. And I call forward retired Captain Anthony Groh, Naval Captain, to come and dress the scroll for us.
Until the end of the Seder, and I was like, when do we eat? And
Ad Moshe.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. We're good. He'll just keep singing. Don't encourage him.
For I have given you a good I go to the ophthalmologist on Monday. No, not yet. For I have given you a good instruction. Do not abandon my Torah, for it is a tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Return us to you, Adonai, and we'll return. Renew our days as of old. Eschayim Lemachazikimah V'tomechah Me'ushav Deracheha Nachenoam V'chol netivoteha Shalom Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. Please remain standing for the adoration page.
Oh. How would you do that? 586.
586.
Thank you.
Go ahead, close the door.
Well, I didn't know we were going to do that.
Oh, wow.
Usually I do this.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I did my thing right.
Yes.
I just want to hear it again.
Alleluia
Shabeach le'adon ha'kol Latei gedula liyotzeh b'reishit Shelo asanu goyei haratzot Velo samanu k'mishmechot ha'adama Shelo sam chelkenu kavel V'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam V'anachnu korim ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר
Wait. Page 591.
Please remain standing for the Kaddish prayers. We turn to page 598. It is with great sadness that I share with you the death this day of Abraham Martyr. Ira's father, and Gail is here tonight as well. And to both Ira and to Gail, certainly our deepest condolences go out to you and to the entire family. I had the privilege of knowing Abe. As I said to Ira today, he was one of the sweetest men that I've ever met. A real good neshama, a good soul, just a lovely man who was blessed with a long life. He died at the age of 100 and a half.
Wow.
So, yeah, a very good life, and by the way, a very devoted Jew. His entire life to a truly Orthodox tradition. And so his neshama, his soul, should certainly always rest in peace. And we make mention of the following yard sites that observed the first Shabbat of the month of April. Louis Baker, Charlotte Bowser, Molly Baraban, Anna Banofsky, Lily Bermowitz, Morris I. Bernstein, Ada Blum, Johanna Bossert, Arthur Cleveland, Ann Cooper, Annie Frost, Minnie Goodman, Frank Grillo, Joseph Helfer, Phyllis Bromberg Heller, Dr. Joseph Hoffer, Celia Jacobson, Ann Jortner, Pauline Lindenbaum, Marjorie Lizio, Mary Matarazzo, Martha McCaffrey, Pauline Michelson, Morris Mira, Noah Montalbano, Sidel Phillips, Phyllis Pollock, Edward J. Rakowitz, Bernice Rosamlinsky, Richard Rosenfield, Ida Minnie Schwartz, Eugene Shire, Annie Sunken, Louis Stahl, Herman Takel, Rachel Totter, Mac Tiemann, Ruth Wahlberg, Abraham Weiner, Hannah Weiss, David Wexler, and the Honorable Judge Leonard D. Wexler. Are there any other names we mentioned tonight? Yes, please. Yes, of course. Are there any other? Asa? Nathan? Anyone else? Oh, yes. Diane? Anthony? You, of course, remember, yes, sorry. Certainly, we remember those who have died for our people's history, for our people of Israel, and for those who have died and given up their lives, the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, and those who serve our communities through law enforcement throughout our nation and the world. There's another hand, I can't see one.
Those who are watching.
Oh, yes, please, those who are watching as well. We join together in the Kaddish prayer. Yitkedal v'yitkedash shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad evrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'galav v'zman kariv v'meru, Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mivorach li'olam olamei olmaya, Yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu, ve'eloah min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, v'amiran b'yalma v'meru, Yehei shalom rabba min shamaya, v'chayim oleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'meru, Osei shalom b'mromav, hu yasei shalom, oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'meru. May God who creates peace in the heavens grant peace and comfort to those who mourn and to those who remember, and let us all say, Amen. Please be seated. I'd now like to call forward the Baker family, and this time Talia, Mom, and Joseph. Dad, where are you there? Come on up. Talia, bring your talit. Heels on. So Talia, if you take this talit and say the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chesed v'tzitzi.
Amen. Yes, we need. Nice and loud.
All right, Talia. Talia, we can't believe that your bat mitzvah is here. How long we've been thinking and planning for this special moment, as many, many people have been. When you were born, it was the best day of our lives. You were this little tiny person, eager to see the world. Your love for learning and exploring grew every day. You became more and more inquisitive about the world around you. We loved seeing your sweet, caring, and silly personality grow. You also loved coming to temple for services. Starting with your baby naming and the Tat Shabbat services, the temple became your second home. When you were 3 years old, you decided that you would go up on the bima for your birthday blessing, all by yourself. And you stood up there so proud. At 5, you started participating in the family services, first by reading the English prayers and then the Hebrew ones. You were named after 3 very special people in your dad and my lives. My grandmother, your great-grandmother, Florence, your dad's aunt, and my cousin Jody. Your Hebrew name is very special. Now, these 3 ladies were very special in mine and your dad's lives. They were all warm, caring, fun-loving people who always put their families first. As a couple people know, and many of you don't, you are going to be the 3rd generation to be bat mitzvahed here at B'nai Israel and by Rabbi Moss. You are also starting off your generation by being bat mitzvahed by Rabbi Rosenthal. Talia, your dad and I are so proud of you. Your hard work and determination really show in everything you do. Preparing for your bat mitzvah while keeping up with your schoolwork and all the activities you're involved in is no small feat. You've done it with grace, poise, and mostly enthusiasm. You have become a beautiful, thoughtful, caring, and sweet young lady. We cannot wait to see what else you will accomplish in all your adventures, and we love you very much.
Amen. This is the Mazel Tov. And we do want to wish to Katie, happy birthday, Katie. Yeah. We call forward for announcements the president of our congregation, Paul Weber.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. Tonight's Oneg is sponsored by Sharon Baker and Joe LaRosa in honor of their daughter Talia's bat mitzvah, Mazel Tov. Brotherhood will be selling wine for Passover tonight and Friday, April 12th at the Oneg. Sisterhood is having a women's Seder experience Tuesday, April 9th at 6 p.m. Ritual foods and desserts will be served by reservation only. The cost is $18 for Sisterhood members and $20 for non-members. There's still room on the bus for Sunday, April 14th for our New York City Jewish cultural trip with Rabbi Moss and Rabbi Rosenthal. The cost is $50 for adults and $40 for high school students. The first stop is a Knish at Yonah Schimmel's, followed by a tour of the Tenement Museum, then a walking tour of the Lower East Side before heading off to New Jersey to visit Harold's Deli. First night Passover Seder and dinner will be on Friday, April 19th at 7 p.m. This will be a full ritual Seder. We will be using Woodbury kosher caterers. We will conclude with songs, Passover desserts, candy, tea, and coffee. Please see the bulletin for prices. The fundraising committee would like you to attend Paint It Forward at Pinwa Palette. This event will be held on Saturday, April 27th from 7 to 9 p.m. The cost is $45 per painter. Please see the bulletin and RSVP to the company. Our next blood drive will be on Monday, April 29th from 2 to 8 p.m. Please make your appointment online or call the temple. As a thank you, you will earn a voucher for a pair of New York Mets tickets to a 2019 home game. Please return your response cards for the gala honoring Rabbi Moss and Judy before May 15th. Also get your words of Mazel Tov printed in the Souvenir Journal by returning the ad forms and payment to the temple office before May 1st. We are also looking for pictures of Rabbi and Judy throughout the years. Please see the April bulletin for details. If you are new to B'nai Israel or just visiting, please introduce yourself to one of our rabbis, the cantor, or myself so we can meet and greet you. Thank you. We are also having the Bar Mitzvah tomorrow of Talia Baker at 10 a.m. All are welcome to attend. Women's Seder is on Tuesday, April 9th at 6 p.m. Make sure you RSVP. On Thursday, the Building and Grounds Committee will be having a meeting at 7:30 p.m., followed by a temple board meeting at 8 p.m. And next Friday, our family service is at 7:15 p.m. with third grade participation. And Brotherhood, once again, will be having their wine sale at the Oneg. Thank you.
I did want to say we do have some available seats for our trip to the city on the 14th. I'm so inspired by Judy's love of Kohl's Cash. I wish that we had B'nai Israel Cash, and then we could allow you to discount the $50. I was thinking actually, but I hadn't asked Paul or Seth, fundraising chair, whether I could actually give a $5 discount to entice some people to come on that Sunday, but I can't do that either. The enticement is a wonderful day, and also I will only let you know there's going to be a surprise. So if you have that day free, we're going to have a wonderful trip to the city. Please put it on your calendar. And for those of you who have not yet signed up, please come along with us. Thank you.
And we'll conclude our service with Adon Olam on page 625. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir Livra Le'enasa B'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Dora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Oveh Ve'hu Yeh Betifara Ve'hu Yeh Betifara. Last paragraph. Be'yado Afkid Ruchi Be'et Ishan Ve'ahira Ve'im Ruchi Geviati Adonai Li Ve'lo Ira Adonai Li Ve'lo Ira.
Everyone please stand for our concluding prayer and make sure you're hugging somebody. If you have no one to hug, just hug yourself. That's good. I'll hug myself. Find someone. If I don't see you hugging someone, I'm going to call your name out. Adonai Yishmor Naftsenu, B'avat Tamid Li'alam Va'ed, may God in His great love bless each and every one of us with a Shabbat, with a week to come in a lifetime of God's great gifts of health, of happiness, of peace, and always the great gift of love. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.